Okay.
No, not your live. The computer. Postpone it right here. Go click this arrow and go to 24 hours or a day or whatever. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Cool.
My brother, he be holding me down. I love you, bro. I thought you was going to sleep.
I thought you was talking to me for it.
No. I'm talking to my bro.
Alright.
Okay, let's go ahead.
What's up, boys and girls? Charlotte, North Carolina. You feel me? The whole tri-state area, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Atlanta. We all here. It's your boy, Jay O'Neal, bringing it to you live and direct on the lovely podcast, Mic Check 1212, with the wonderful, the beautiful, the talented Queen Victoria Rose, my sister, my lovely queen. You know, I really do cherish our friendship that we have. And have been able to build on since college. It's been a dope experience for me, and I cherish you. I need you to stay around in my life. You feel me? I need you.
Yeah, most definitely. What's up, y'all? Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
You know.
You know
good Smithite love in the building.
You're a hater. You know, people be hating, but I love you so much. Of course, anything for you. College, man, that'd be the best thing. You really cherish and you really get to know your friends, and those are the people that you rock with for the rest of your life. I cherish them.
When I met you and Gabby a couple years back, I definitely did not know that this was about to be a lifelong friendship, but nonetheless, you feel me? It turned out for the best. And what can the people be expecting from you, Miss Queen Victoria Rose? What are some things you got coming up your sleeve that you're about to drop for the public eye?
Yeah, most definitely. So right now, I have a jewelry line that's coming very soon. So y'all stay tuned for that. I'm revamping my line, Her Dynasty. Okay. Make sure you guys check that out on Instagram, of course. Also, too, I'm thinking about a clothing line. I'm a stylist, so we'll see what happens. I'm just trying to really revamp the line, so we'll just really see what happens. But the jewelry line is definitely coming, so you guys make sure you stay tuned for that. Until then, make sure you check out, my website, and make sure you check out Instagram.
Most definitely want to make sure you follow my girl, the lovely Queen Victoria Rose, and that's at Queen Victoria Rose on Instagram and the good old Twitter and any other social media platform that you have. You can definitely find her on at Queen Victoria Rose. And overall, I do want to introduce myself. My name is Jay O'Neal Abrams. You feel me? I'm a former Smithite originally from Greenville, South Carolina. Moved to Charlotte. SU.
Hey.
I moved to Charlotte in 2014 after I finished freshman year at Gardner Webb. Shout out to G-Dub, yeah, but it was a dope experience. College overall was dope. I made great lasting friendships, and while in school, I definitely did a lot of networking and a lot of nightlife events. So for me, my whole college experience was based on really work. A lot of people went to school and got to experience college as a student. Let me wake up and wipe the crust up from the corner of my lip and wash my face real good, and you feel me, get all the plaque off my teeth and get to class. But for me, it was, you about to be 30 minutes late because you just got off work. So go ahead and send that good email or that good text, depending on who the teacher is and what their relationship is like with that professor.
Right.
Let them know, hey, I'm gonna be a little late. You feel me? I don't know how this is gonna work out. I just realized I still got my wave cap on in the video, but going all the way back. Well, I'm at home with this one.
You real comfortable.
Too comfortable.
You know what I'm saying?
Too comfortable.
Right.
But if you know me, you know that I love to talk. I don't shut the hell up at all.
Does he? Okay.
And radio and personality and overall just really just speaking and using my voice as a tool to help others, of course, help myself. A lot of people have that obstacle of being able to give advice and not necessarily take their own advice. I'm definitely one of those people. So for me, being on a podcast, having my own podcast, and trying to build this and have this grow into something greater than just we got a podcast. You feel me?
Right.
It's dope to finally be here in my own studio, to have my own space that I can have reserved for me. You feel me? Nobody can take this away from me. And at the end of the day, there's nothing anyone can do to try and deter me from my dream, my goal, because what's meant for you is meant for you, people. Can't nobody take you away from that.
Exactly.
The more we believe that in life, the better off we will be.
That is so true. Like, I totally agree with that.
So yeah, definitely excited about today's podcast on the lovely mic check 1212. We got the Instagram up already at that's MICCHECK_1212. You feel me? And it's not. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I don't have a lot of followers right now. You feel me? It's only me.
But
This
you know,
Instagram
it's okay.
page.
It's a stepping stone.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
and,
saying? Like, because after a while, like it's gonna blow up and like
we getting some things moving. We getting
you
some
know,
things going.
like I'm all for entrepreneurship. Listen, people,
it's the wave. I try to tell my millennials, my fellow millennials,
like,
we definitely gotta get to it because it's not.
It's a beautiful thing where you can work exactly right. Listen, I'm not for that 9 to 5, and not it's nothing against anybody who loves working that 9 to 5 and having that that way of having that structure. I get it, but for me, no, I love having my own schedule, waking up in the morning, doing my own thing. So, hey.
I'm going to go home, pull up my Instagram, and go live with you.
Yeah, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and go live real quick.
Real wavy.
Yeah, because I'm a little whack right now. I never go on live, so people are like, why the heck is she even on here? Like, I'm never even on.
What is going on?
Everyone knows, I'm extremely lame, so it's I'm trying to step out my comfort zone because I'm never on live, ever.
Oh, snap. Let me turn the camera on. I try. You feel me? Boom. Here we go. The Chris break.
Hey.
So, yeah, mic check 1212 is something that I started a long time ago, actually. Some people who don't know, in 2003, me and a couple of my homeboys from the good old Grove Elementary in South Carolina in Greenville went ahead and started.
Chucktown all day, that 843, I already know.
We launched a rap group. I swear we was in the 3rd grade, so this had to be 03. And we were really walking up the street to Jaquan James' house. Ooh, I'm dropping first and last names.
Ooh.
But we walked up to his house and we would be recording.
Not dropping the first and last name.
We would be recording in Dixie Circle. If you know about 25, the district, south side of Greenville, then you know. But if you don't, then that's what it is. And from there it started. So for me, I've always had I guess you could say that influence of music. It's always been a thing. I love music to death. And a podcast is something I've always wanted to do. But being young, in 2003, we didn't know what the hell a podcast was.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have that. I didn't have that influence around me to say, yo, if you want to be in radio, or you want to be a voice, or you want to do this or that, this is what you should do, and this is how you do it. And you don't necessarily have to go to school to get to that, but we'll get to that conversation later.
Right.
So specifically, again, I want to thank everyone who's tuning in right now. I appreciate the love and support. I got, some other things I'm working on. I have a charity foundation I started back in 2012. Yes, thank you. People for Progress is a charity I will be relaunching this year.
Yes.
So I'm pretty excited.
All for giving back. It's a beautiful thing.
I'm actually going to be, the first event I'll do at the charity is us feeding the homeless in Charlotte.
That's amazing.
We'll be giving them food. We'll be giving them clothes, simple toiletries. I'll have a barber and a stylist on standby, as well as a nail tech and esthetician.
I know. Yeah, also too, me and my best friend Gabby, we will definitely, for anybody that's listening or that has anybody that knows any children in the foster home, any family that me and my best friend, we are starting our organization, the Best Friend Corporation, and we are trying to find a foster family because before the kids go back to school, we would love to gift them with some things. So please reach out to us because we are starting our charity event as well.
Yes, okay? Make sure y'all look out for my girl, Miss Victoria Rose, and her homegirl Gabby, who's also a family friend of the show for sure. It's definitely want to send our love and support out to the beautiful Gabriella. We love you, Gabby, and you keep doing great things out there. The good old A&T shutting it down on the Aggies. You feel me?
Yeah, man.
Outside of that, let's get back into it.
Yes, let's go ahead.
I want to dive into some things I did. So my goal was to launch this first episode last month. I didn't get to it. I'm just gonna keep it above. Life happens.
Yeah.
Finances,
Stuff happens,
expenses.
but we here now.
Right.
You're here now.
I didn't get to speak on Nipsey's passing. For a lot of people who don't know, like I said, if you don't know me, yes, I'm heavily, heavily, heavily into music. And for me, when I heard of Nipsey's passing, I actually had gotten these, I guess people call these the Nipsey's braids now, with the two braids and just going down the back or whatnot. But I had the nip braids before they were nip braids. Literally 2 days before this man passed. Shout out to the beautiful Tessa of Charlotte. If you need your hair twisted or dreaded or any natural styling, please hit up my girl Tessa at Tessa Styles on Instagram. But she braided my hair, and then she literally texted me 2 days later and was like, "Yo, Nipsey passed." And if you know me, so I'm always like, people would say I'm like I don't know, you could say I'm intellectual, but I just like to, again, I talk my ass off. So usually it's just a deep ass conversation.
Yeah, exactly. Very intellectual.
Goes far.
Yeah.
And me and Tessa had those conversations. I come to the shop, sometimes high, sometimes not, and and we engage in conversation.
Yeah.
So basically, long story short, the conversation of just celebrities and abrupt passings came up, and then 2 days later, boom, Nipsey passed. If you know me, you know I did my due diligence. I went through and tried to figure out exactly what was the backstory. Who is Eric Holder? Where was his Nipsey Hussle store, the Marathon Clothing Store, at, which is on Slauson in Compton. So it's just a lot of details that go into it, and it saddens me because there is actually a lot of information the public does not know. If you actually follow his passing again, you will notice that there's actually a vehicle missing from the entire scene of the actual crime. That video was taken down from YouTube. I actually emailed it to myself beforehand. I would be showing Miss Rose that beautiful video, and I will actually be reposting it on our Instagram, so look out for that in the story. Today I finally will. But it actually, in the video, the narrator, the videographer, whoever put this up, highlights and shows where the car was at is missing. And there's a white male who gets out of this vehicle from the driver's door, and he's whispering to Eric Holder, who's the person who shot and killed Nipsey, and actually kicked him in the head after he shot him the last time. And whispers in Eric's ear as Eric is walking through the storefront of the sidewalk, and you see the white man gets out on the driver's side, and he says something to Eric for a quick 2-second, exchange of words as they're passing by each other, and then Eric goes and starts shooting and kills Nipsey. But during this whole time of the press, TMZ puts out a video from one angle, but they don't put out the videos from his store. They don't put out the videos from the CCTV footage from the traffic cameras and shit. They put out footage that they could control the narrative from the point of view of that specific camera. So my thing is, let's be truthful and put out the video of what happened to this actual car that had an actual man who spoke to the person who killed Nipsey before he actually died. You feel me? My only thing is, like I said, let's just put out the truth. Outside of that, people aren't speaking about how Nipsey was. I don't even think Nipsey was worth a cool $100 million, but yeah, he had over $215 million investments within fucking California. Like, let's talk about black excellence, my nigga. You feel me? So for me, it's just a whole different aspect, man, of what it means to truly be a philanthropist and truly give back to the community. And for me, it touched me in a way that it kind of hurt. Like I said, I don't know Nipsey, I don't know Lauren, but I remember ATL when Lauren London was debuted to the world as the beautiful I miss new because I always rock that new shit. You feel me? So that's the Lauren London I always remember. And as far as Nipsey goes, I went to Broccoli City Festival last year, and of course I heard who Nipsey was, but it wasn't until Victory Lap actually came out, and you take the time to hear this man's passion and you hear this man's delivery within his words and his music and what he's saying. You have no choice but to start paying attention to who he is and what he's saying and the message he tries to deliver to the masses. So again, for me, it just touched me, and then beyond that, his daughter is going through some things. Further the passing of her father, being her aunt, his sister. I don't even know that woman's name, and to be honest, it's not even really my business to keep it a buck. But just speaking on overall, my man Nipsey, I do wish him and his family the best. I do want people to continue to dig into what really happened, the truth.
Because there's a lot of about what really went down.
Right.
You know, like,
what is your take on it? How do you feel about it?
You know, I believe that there was a documentary that was coming out. You know,
Right.
and it was going to really bring out some things that a lot, you know, it was really going to bring a lot of things out that people didn't really want to come out.
Yeah, they didn't want to come out.
That really didn't that they
both say people. You can say who
you
we
know,
did.
you know, right? Exactly.
We ain't got no sponsors for nobody trying to stuff stuff. For right now,
right.
This is just as raw as it gets right now.
But you know what I'm saying. But you know, the government. I mean, that's really what it is. Like they
big pharma.
Yeah, like
let's talk about it.
It's some real stuff that's really going down in the government, like that they really don't want us to know about. You know, like especially with the HIV situation. I mean, like that's really what it was about. I mean, there is a cure for that. You know.
So yeah, and just going back off, piggybacking on what you're speaking on, the overall documentary was, I feel like, the main reason he did have a target on his back. Shouts out to Nick Cannon. We commend you, my brother, and the whole community.
We need to protect him at all costs because at the end of the day, it needs to come out.
And I mean, you know, we encourage you to continue to deliver and display that bravery and courage, as far as making sure this man's story is told and the story that him and Dr. Sebi were trying to deliver is still delivered, because the community still needs that. It is unfortunate that as we look back at it and we look at the people who try to have a pivotal standpoint within the community and stand for something versus falling for anything, such as the Malcolm X, such as the Martin Luther, such as the John F. Kennedy, such as the people who we know as the masses and society of the lovely United States. That we know the truth and what happened to these unfortunate souls, and so that's all I want to be revealed. Just like they came back and revealed how Martin Luther King Jr.'s family won a settlement against the U.S. government. Maybe Mr. Hustle's cans too, and we'll leave that at that. Overall, God rest his soul. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. We love you. We miss you. And the marathon definitely continues. Your voice, your message, none of what you fought for will go in vain. And you know, moving on with the let's talk about it segment. You feel me? Just further digging into some of these topics. I don't know if you want to touch on the next one, specifically being the Queen Latifah topic.
The Queen.
Right.
So you know, this next subject is, you know, it's definitely really dear to my heart because I am very passionate about this subject because I'm definitely from Charlotte, South Carolina, and I really feel that a lot of gentrification is really definitely happening in so many different cities, especially in South. Especially so dramatic. Especially, it's definitely very real. And you know, the fact that I see so many different Caucasian people, nothing against them, but definitely so many of these black so many different of these black communities have been taken over by different people that don't look like us. So now Queen Latifah has decided to rebuild apartments, and it's going to be over a $14 million investment, which I think is amazing. And my thing is, you know, that's something when I decide, you know, when I reach that certain level and that status, that's something that I would love to do. I would love to go home to my roots and take back in my community. Even T.I. has said it himself. We have to go back in our community, and we have to go back. Exactly. That's the thing. You know, we have to buy rental property. We have to get real estate. We have to invest, and we have to go back to our communities, and we have to rebuild these things. Get recreational, build recreational places, like parks for kids and things like that. We have to take back what's ours because, to be real with everyone right now, you know, the U.S. was really built on our backs as Black people. So we have to really take accountability for that. Yeah, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we gotta go there with it.
Wait a minute.
You know,
I don't know if they was ready
for that. You get what I'm saying?
I don't know if they was ready for that.
You know, I mean, I love history. You know, like I am fascinated about history, and I really am passionate about Black history, and I feel like a lot of us Black people, you know, we really need to take account for our history and really understand like this is built on us and what we have done, you know. So I really commend Queen Latifah for doing this and going back in New Jersey and really revamping it. And this is what we need to do. And I really feel like we need to wake up and really pay attention because now even in DC, Black people are starting to wake up and saying, hey, DC owes us money for this. Y'all are pushing us out. like my mother, she went to Howard University, and it was
Hey,
nothing but
HU.
right, and it was nothing but black people around that community. Now all of a sudden it's all Caucasians, and you know they're pushing us out. You know,
I'm
and
pushing. Get out.
right, get out.
Time to go.
Time to go.
Gotta go. Gotta go.
You gotta go somewhere.
No, I do definitely agree with you as far as gentrification. I do feel as though it's something that is the new political weapon.
It is
used. I love that phrase, the political weapon.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Being used against us. And within the I'm not even gonna use urban because I'm tired of that phrase. The minority communities were being pushed out just through overall the value of the properties that families may have lived in for years now being reappraised, and the value's going up, taxes are going up, the cost to keep the home up, the value, what is the exact word I'm looking for? The price to keep the home up. I mean, I guess the overall cost of living in the house is just gone up in general, so people can't afford it. They move out, and I'm not really. I don't want to say we can. It does boil down to race. At the end of the day, it is about race.
Yeah.
But I feel as though to really combat the issue, you're gonna have to take it from a standpoint of
accountability.
Yes.
Yes.
Because we can point color, we can point a finger all day long. You're moving these black people out, and you're letting these black people move in. But no, let's get to the corporation and make who's purposely trying to build and develop these properties on a higher costing scale to purposely drive out these families. Let's drive up that company's overall personnel on their board and speak to what we need to speak to in order to make them realize that what they're doing is not necessarily wrong in the sense of trying to have a business and move forward, but it's not necessarily right within the morality of us as human beings and people. Like I said, if I wanted to be specific, I could point out stories that I may know personally or personal relationships I have with people who've been moved out due to this specific topic being gentrification. But at the end of the day, I agree with what she's doing. The $14 million investment is again in Newark, New Jersey. And what she's done is not only develop homes for people who are struggling regarding gentrification, regarding being a single mother, regarding just the overall, day-to-day expenses we struggle with out here in the streets. The average housing unit, monthly rent would be $1,800 for a $14 million building. I feel like that's
up north is extremely high.
That's extremely
reasonable. I lived up there personally myself.
And you get a theater, and you get recreational spaces, and she's even building an overall commercial space to be rented for, many different commercial purposes and parties and good times, good vibes. So shout out to Queen Latifah. We love you, Queen. Keep inspiring young queens out here, Nicki Minaj, to come in your footsteps and boss up and at the age and keep it moving. I'm being petty. Nah, but at the end of the day, yes, we definitely do encourage the black excellence. And shout out to Queen Latifah, man.
That's a beautiful thing.
So moving forward, I guess we can get into right now a more fun topic on let's talk about it.
Because we've been really going in these deep diving hard topics.
I don't know if this is necessarily like a good. So the Met Gala. 2019 fashion culture is very trendy. It's very fashion forward. You feel me? People love to step outside of their boxes.
Yes, I love it. I'm for it.
I'm not
for the dare of the fashion.
So I'm not against it.
I listen. That's my dream. I swear I would kill that shit. You hear me? I would look like a.
I don't know what I would dress up as. Michael B. Jordan's suit.
Oh yeah, he looks.
The style of the suits they wear now with the whole. The style of the suit as far as the floral patterning on and the print on the actual coat itself and the material it's made out of is dope as hell. And then on top of that, I'm not fooling you. On top of that, I feel like I don't know, people in fashion, especially men, it's becoming more risky. Now, I'm not saying risky in the sense of
feminine.
Right? No, not that.
Nah, I think it's becoming a little bit more feminine.
I'm not gonna disagree with you. It's certain, there's certain.
They wearing fanny packs. They're killing it. They wearing skirts.
There are certain styles for certain individuals.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best way we can put it, because at the end of the day, anyone can put on anything and rock it a different way. One person might look one way wearing it, another person might look this way. It's just is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I was just getting at the whole suits. Like I saw Pharrell wear a suit one year. This year, Michael B. Jordan wore a suit. What's the dude?
Pharrell, he always.
Man.
Oh yeah.
Something with the street alley kid. That long ass name.
Yeah, he cute. He cute too.
It's Jedediah.
Yeah, Jadea.
No, what his name is, right?
Yeah.
But nah, they the suits that the men are now wearing on the Met Gala, I kind of do like, some. I couldn't get with the theme being camp this year, which was feminine overall. We can be honest, it was feminine and it was into support, I guess, high-end fashion and couture, but at the same time, just overall being free. It was obviously, people are trying to say that it was more so influenced by homosexuality and just that culture of just pride, being prideful within those who are gay and being comfortable within who they are.
Yes.
And I'm not against
it. Live the skin that
I will say, there was one look I could not.
What?
Lady Gaga comes out of the Met Gala, and she does her extreme, extravagant, over the top Gaga stuff where she's got props and has handlers helping her and making faces and taking off clothes, getting butt naked. It's Gaga. You feel me?
Yeah,
this is the woman who wore a meat to a red carpet, a piece of food to a red carpet. So we expect her to be strange and out of the box. There's this. I don't even know his name. All I know is that he's a brother from another. And he had on a gay. It wasn't that. It was. I was trying to say gray. I don't know how it came out, but anyway, it was a gray. Maybe it was gold. It was gold. It was a gold sheer wing type of costume. You know what I'm talking about? It was with the wings. Right? Go pull it up. My man walked out looking like Marvel left him out of the Apocalypse and X-Men. Like, he should have really been in that movie, or maybe the Clash of the Titans or something. But what's his name? What's Buddy's name?
Billy Porter.
Yes. So I don't know. I don't got nothing against him. If he gay, cool, great. That's him. That's his lifestyle. Cool, great. I didn't mean that because I know some people gonna take that and run with it. But what I was getting at was the overall costume. I thought it was great. It was gold. I was stuttering with my G's, and so specifically, he had a costume that's gold with like a horn type of helmet, wings.
He has on like these boots.
Touch your computer, bro.
He is killing it.
So I don't have nothing against bro at all.
But this is like your worst. You don't like this is your worst outfit.
I would not wear that, bro. You can be Jesse Smollett. You feel me? Could have came to the Met Gala.
Let's not talk about Jesse because he's the mess.
I guess it was a bad example. But in general, it's not about anything but the person and what they decide to wear. And I just don't fool with the outfit, bro.
Okay, so that's your worst one. So what's your good one?
For males, I would have to say Michael B. Jordan.
Okay, so Michael.
That was a dope. I guess you could say a dope put together as far as his overall suit. As far as women, I have to give it. It's not because it's her. It's not because she's popping. It's not because she's the underdog and she came to the top. But Cardi, hands down.
Really? The Cardi B? Really?
Shout out to Offset. Nothing but respect, bro. But yeah, man, she was.
Cardi B, she was cute.
And I don't know. Maybe people say that she did get some work done. People trying to say that it wasn't. She didn't go to the gym, or maybe she did go to the gym. I don't give a damn what she did, baby. You look good as shit.
But you know who I thought was bad? Like, she's just always been bad to me, and just like
popping some cultures in and out of you too. You feel me?
Oh.
Just being real. But outside of Cardi, I gotta give it to Zendaya.
Really? I have to before her.
Yeah, because we go.
I have before her. I have to say Naomi Campbell. She's just there? Yes.
Ooh,
Naomi was there. Wait, she was there.
I didn't see it.
Yes, she was.
Crazy to her. Naomi's hand down always legendary.
Yes,
especially
I know I ain't correct.
But yeah, for me it definitely been Zendaya, Cardi, and Michael B. Jordan, and then my guy with the gold costume. Just I don't know. Maybe if he didn't have the headpiece, it would have been dope. It's creativity. He wins that hands down, but it's just not. That's not something you would call me on the Met Gala red carpet in, and that's my opinion. I would have killed it with the Michael B. Jordan suit with some Tom Ford hard bottoms or with some Louis V hard bottoms. And when you talking about Louboutins, you talking about Louis Vuitton. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, I just would have been very classic man.
Yes, she was there.
Let me see.
She was so cute. Of course, the internet is taking forever. Yes, she was bad.
She was in pink.
Yes.
I didn't see it. Damn.
Yes, a whole snap.
All catsuit. Underneath the dress.
But yes, now Zendaya, she was so cute. I love the Cinderella theme. I just love it.
I loved it. It was creative and
it was very creative.
Right, regardless if it had been done before.
Yeah, I don't give a damn that it was done before.
By an actress, that
no one knows about.
You know?
That nobody knows. Like, sorry, this is our time. Like, this is our generation.
So I'm purposely being shady about the commentary on Zendaya's dress right now because I feel like people kind of already drugged this in them up, but I want to take it a step further into speaking on Lindsay Lohan speaking down on Zendaya's dress, saying that so and so wore the year before and it lit up better and whoop de doo. Lindsay Lohan, whose Met Gala carpet were you on? You feel what I'm saying? And
exactly.
Lindsay, how many Disney movies have you been in before Zendaya was even born?
I love The Parent Trap.
Why? Why are you commenting on someone 20 years younger than you, my G?
I love The Parent Trap. I think Lindsay Lohan
be great.
I think she's just, I think she's just having a hard time.
I don't know what she's having, but she got to step up.
I think she was just trying to, Lindsay is considered like a little icon, so she was just having her moment, It seems like everybody.
An icon in what room? Like theater, acting.
It just seems like everybody. It just seems like everybody from like back in the day.
That might have been a little bit disrespectful.
Stop it, yes, because Lindsay Lohan is an icon.
I said in theater, in entertainment,
Disney.
All that music shit she can leave alone, and she can't get mad that Zendaya can do it all. Like whose fault is that?
What did Lindsay sing?
She tried to.
What did she try to sing?
I feel like she tried to sing.
No, I don't think she tried to sing.
She can't get mad at Zendaya because she's great. And Lindsay's not. That's the truth. Like, you had no reason. She took the time to mention something to Team Z, to say something to some other post, and then don't tweet about it. Who was thinking about you is my point. The last thing we remember with Lindsay is, I'm going to be honest, is the reality TV show.
Oh, yeah, I like that little show, though.
About the beach club.
Yeah, that thing was messy.
It's entertaining.
It is very entertaining. But she looked old.
And not healthy at her best health.
Yeah.
So
yeah, she just looked like.
I just feel like we should take care of our own glass houses before we try and smudge
not the glass house.
You feel me? We should. I'm not with
the glass.
And that's that. Shout out to Zendaya and the Met Gala. Everyone who participated this year, everyone looked amazing, regardless if you personally didn't enjoy your looks. You enjoyed your look and you look good doing you. And that's all that matters. Shout out to Instagram Live and everyone on there supporting us, still on here with us, keeping it together. It's been
holding down because none of y'all was checking mine out, so I got all.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I got a slight couple of views up there, and then some other people keep tuning in. So
Yeah, they keep leaving, but it's okay though because I know it's 10:33. 10:33. So I know y'all gotta leave.
Slight fast.
Yeah, slight.
So. Yeah, let's go ahead.
Let's talk about it. What else we gotta talk about?
So Sandra Bland.
A mess. I can't believe this is even coming back up.
I can't believe it's coming back up in the sense of
like when I say it's a mess, like it's coming back up. It's
unfortunate how things are coming back up.
Exactly.
Right? So specifically, the video that's just resurfaced is of Sandra Bland's original arrest, and it's from her point of view.
Yeah.
And you see the officer yelling at her, cursing her out, telling her to get out of the car, and just basically doing everything he shouldn't do as far as his job description and duty as a police officer of the state.
Yeah.
And
it's just sad.
You hear her, questioning him, why do I have to get out the car? Why are you arresting me? At the same time, regarding her questioning him, regarding her trying to stand her ground as a citizen within her legal rights, you can kind of also see her fear on her face in that moment, which rightfully so, anyone would be scared not knowing the fate of the situation
Of
and
course.
those circumstances. Rightfully so, the police officer screaming at you and you're a woman and this is a man with a gun, and rightfully so when every other person looks like you in these situations on TV end up dead and we're all putting you on a t-shirt screaming RIP for the rest of your life. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying, bro. It's just like, yo, I would be, why are you pulling me over too? But at the end of the day, the video that resurfaced is actually showing her point of view and high-key contradicting everything that that department specifically stated happened regarding the Sandra Bland arrest. So now the family is definitely wanting to go back and pursue further legal matters against that police department. And of course they're wanting the evidence that's just, this video to be reviewed as evidence. And they're basically trying to go back and reopen the case. Which,
as they should.
Thank you. Like, my dude, this from me not knowing that this video was never put out. I always thought this was the one of the videos that people were, how can I put it, like the Philando, is it Philando Castile?
Yes.
The Philando Castile.
You talking about, is that the one when
I can't even keep up.
with the cafeteria where he was working in the cafeteria and he got shot with the girlfriend in the car?
Yes.
Okay.
So when you see that, you see the point of, I guess because of the duration of the video and you see it from literally beginning to end, you get everyone's, you kind of try to understand the perceptions of everyone involved, right?
Yeah.
With this, you only have two people involved, the officer and Sandra. And without this video, we only have the point of view of the police officer to go from. So it was really his perception that was being conveyed.
It's always three sides to a story.
Exactly. So now you get to not only hear her sincere emotions within those moments, but you also just get the rawness of the situation and reality and what happened. And so it's unfortunate. It's been, I don't even know, this was what, 2000, the video was taken back in 2015 and it's 2019 now. So
you're right. You know how long ago that was?
Crazy.
The fact that it's even resurfacing at this time. But it's like a lot of the shootings and a lot of the things that's happened, a lot of like the way that like people have disappeared in these weird situations, and it's just, I don't know, it's just sad. Like it is sad. I always worry about our black people and especially our black men, like because of the situations that are always occurring.
We got.
And yeah, and even though I know like this is a little off topic, but I want to tell everybody right now that's listening, if you haven't watched When They See Us, please make sure that you watch that.
So I tried to start it.
It's very hard to watch, and the only reason why I'm saying this is because it ties in with this right now with this topic, because it goes to show that we have to take care of one another. We have to protect each other, and we need to know the law, and we need to know when we are being coerced, when we're being manipulated, and we have to learn how. Know your rights. And we also have to learn. I know it's easier said than done when I'm about to say this, but we have to kind of not show fear. And we have to kind of.
Regardless of how many people dropping in the street who look like us, regardless of how many mamas that look like us are burying our other brothers and sisters. Regardless of the ones who will never be able to have an actual funeral and be buried with an open casket for their family to view their faces for the last time. We have to stand our ground as a whole, not within just the black community, the Hispanic community. Overall, as human beings, we have to stand together at some point and just try to fight, the nonsense that goes on within society. And unfortunately, police brutality is one that we, in this time, are definitely dealing with still. So yeah, it's.
History definitely repeats itself, but like the only way that we can stop that is unless we come together as one and we figure out how we're going to come together and stop this hurt and stop the violence and stop figuring out why this is happening to one another. We have to figure out how we're going to come together. We have to figure out how we're going to love one another. Now, so our next topic, we are going to talk about Alex Jones.
So Alex Jones, if you don't know who Alex Jones is, he's the creator. He's the creator and founder for Infowars, and has a huge following within the conspiracy. I guess you could say the conspiracy realm or the conspiracy crowd. But in general, he has an influence in regards to exposing the truth about the government and the things that may not necessarily be okay with their policies and what they have going on that we don't necessarily understand. And so Louis Farrakhan, within addition to Alex Jones, which is of course let me rephrase that because I just said that very plain and regular, right? The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, as well as Alex Jones, has been banned from Facebook, and Facebook has deemed these two individuals
not dang.
Yeah, it's deemed them dangerous. Deemed these individuals dangerous, and that their voices must be stopped. They're pretty much influencing too many people regarding their overall, strong following and influence, and they must be stopped. It is extremely, I don't even know how to.
They just dangerous.
Yeah, Facebook just said cut it out, cut it, end it, delete, escape, and that was the end of them in regarding those two Facebook. But for me,
how do you feel about that?
I wanted to speak on it because it's not. If you're not into politics, you don't give a damn who Alex Jones is. and if you not, into the Nation of Islam and you're not into religion and you're not into motivational speaking and, influential voices of our time, then you don't give a damn about Mr. Louis Farrakhan. I'm just being real. That's just what it is, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, this stood out to me because it's like, well, damn. Facebook put a stop to people who they felt have, a large influence based off what these people are saying, and just because other people are agreeing with their opinion.
So you feel like this is coming, you feel like this is involving their right to freedom of speech?
All of it. It's all of that. You feel me? It ties into the government. We all know that Facebook has contracts with our government. Right. We all know that, it's Facebook is way deeply intertwined within everyday life on a larger scale than what it should be. And we all in society know that by now. If you don't know, then I feel like you just turn a blind eye, and it's kind of ignorant because Facebook has your information too, mind you. So at the end of the day, if anybody should be watched, if anybody should be checked and balanced, if anybody should be brought down from their pedestal, it should be Facebook. Because at the end of the day,
and Facebook is a hot mess within itself. So
not even just that, but at the end of the day, even right now, I think they're getting ready to go into court with the government regarding Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat.
But I'm just saying, even with their stuff.
I forgot what WhatsApp. They're basically trying to say that that's a monopoly that has to be broken up, as well as the whole Google and Amazon and all of that stuff. So they about to deal with that in court. But in general,
even with Amazon.
That's
a huge monopoly.
Yeah, it is. And so,
there's no room for anybody else.
Right. But I just feel like, at the end of the day, it's controlling. And like you said, it's a mess. It's a violation.
That's my word. A mess.
It's a violation of freedom of speech. So at the end of the day, these people's accounts shouldn't be deactivated. If you tell people that Facebook is to create a community where people can share their voices and share their opinions, and not necessarily be like-minded individuals or be, even friendly people who like each other's opinions. Right. We know Facebook to be not so much as the nicest place on earth.
Yeah.
So I guess what we truly see
here
is
it's contradicting.
It's contradicting, and it's a censorship.
Yeah.
They're censoring what Facebook feels is okay to actually be out there, and people can be, and what people actually can be allowed to be free within their speech,
right?
And not truly allowing people's speech to be free.
Yeah.
So that's why it actually bothered me. But in general, I just feel like things are kind of getting out of hand. Not even with just Facebook, but we can take this so much as to like you were going to Amazon speaking about Google. We can get at how Walmart is only in the black communities, and now they got Whole Foods the not so urban or minority populated communities, but us urban and minority populated folks can't afford Whole Foods groceries.
Right.
So at the end of the day, we stuck going to Walmart and good old Family Dollar. So it is what it is. But yeah, I just feel like there's a lot that we could peel back on the onion on that, and it kind of should be touched on and it shouldn't be looked over, because if they can stop the voices of just these two people who influence millions, which is why they're feared and not truly trying to be stopped in regards of them doing something wrong, then they can definitely do it to Queen Victoria Rose or Jay O'Neal or whoever else they seem fit.
Right. They can pick and choose.
I think that's something we need to keep an eye on as society and in general, and just try to monitor even the things you say nowadays. You gotta be careful. People going back and pulling up tweets from years ago and trying to crucify people with what they stated about something way back when. So yeah. Moving forward within this good old let's talk about it segment. Let's talk about the good old Summer Jam 2019.
Because we coming up on the summertime.
Shout out to Tidal. Shout out to the
billionaire, hot
the
girl
first.
Summer.
Shout out to the first hip hop billionaire that has ever been in the history of hip hop.
And I'm still damn broke.
The wonderful Sean Carter.
And I'm still broke.
Jay-Z, Hova has reached.
I saw a tweet today. I was cracking up. It was like, and I'm still broke. So why should I care? Boy, I was cracking, and that is my mood.
You should care because.
No, but I'm joking though. I'm definitely proud of him.
I feel like, I get it. I ain't gonna lie.
Like, I'm still damn broke, man. Give me some of that damn money. You can't take that with you when you go. Give me some of it.
Yo, again, shout out to him.
But I mean, I guess he got 3 kids now, and they probably gonna have a 4th one.
And that lets you know that it wasn't. If you think about it, I don't know. Maybe
it wasn't intentionally.
Someone can shed some light on this, but no. What I'm looking at is, well, damn, I didn't see any deals that he was close. You know how usually when someone who is a Jay-Z net worth income or a Warren Buffett or a Jeff Bezos or anyone that do something crazy extraordinary, we see CNN right? And we've definitely seen when Jay-Z and Samsung partnered up for the Magna Carta, it was CNN. Mm-hmm. So that's how you know I'm a fan. Shout out to Hov again. But anyway, basically, Summer Jam. I'm feeling like the net profit from Summer Jam had to be so crazy. It made him a billionaire overnight. Like for me, that's like that excites me because it's like, well, damn, if Jay-Z can do this shit, and I'm not even trying to put myself.
It took him years, though.
It did.
It took him a long time.
It did, but I'm not speaking on just for myself. Like, I'm not looking at Jay-Z and thinking I can build Summer Jam overnight. Right. But at the same time, it excites me. It gives me that drive.
It gives you that hope, like I can be a billionaire too.
Right, and the man didn't even take a deal from 300 Lee or Conan or any other janky ass fucking company that we know about nowadays. But he signed.
Everybody trying to do a label company now, and it'd be a hot mess.
It's a different episode. But we gonna stay on this. But basically, I'm proud of Jay-Z. And Summer Jam overall was a definite. I heard it was a bop. I heard that Cardi killed it. I heard that Migos killed it. I heard City just came out and crushed the whole stage. Him and Quavo and Sweetie, I heard they did their thing as well. So I want to give a shout out to
everyone. Then Queen Naija came. I like Queen too.
Man, to be honest, I don't remember all the performers.
There was like a Nat that came out. No, but Queen Naija, shout out to Queen and Clarence. People always talk about them, but I think they so cute. I think they're cute, especially the little baby boy.
I don't have nothing against them. I don't have nothing against the family, right? Because it's family. Yeah. But I don't really have nothing against no one. My thing is, when it comes to Queen Naija, I love the fact that she can sing a tune.
Oh, not a tune. Oh, the shade.
Oh. No, okay. Clean that up. So, because she can sing, but I just, she made her face. I don't know if anyone else over here can see this. I can't wait till this video come out, bro. But anyway, I feel like she can sing. Some people are made for live performances, so therefore.
I got you. You still making that sound worse, but shout out to Queen. It's okay. I still love you, girl. It's all right.
I love you too, man.
Oh, you know what? Next topic. Summer Jam was a hit. I love you, B. I love you, Jay. Keep doing your thing. Be Homecoming, that Netflix deal, girl.
Yo,
You the queen. I love you.
I gotta give them a round of applause because
Virgo
if we talk
all
about
day.
money moves, them two been killing it. Now that when we think
Listen.
about it, I'm like, damn, she did just cash out on not only
Listen.
the whole Netflix special, increasing Netflix monthly membership prices from $13 to $15, but also Beyonce just cashed out on $300 million worth of stock in Uber. So shout out to the Carters. Everybody give them a round of applause.
They are the presidents of the United States. We don't have no damn president. If anything, they the damn presidents. Okay?
They've been the Obamas. Right?
They've been the Obamas. Okay. They the truth.
Moving right along.
Yes, but yeah.
You can pull this up on your phone. I want to pull this up on the computer because I gotta bring some highlights on. Pass that phone.
This is the last topic of the day.
And so
of the evening.
Yeah. So this is a heavy hitter. This is
a heavy hitter. I hate this topic here.
I wanna before we
awareness.
dive into it really in the last 10 minutes, I want to touch on one other thing too. Just keeping it in the ties of hip hop and relating everything to the relevancy of hip hop, and right now that's what we're speaking on. Cardi B was just called back into the courts, unfortunately, regarding the whole brawl with the two sisters who worked as bartenders at the club she used to work at.
And she dropped that new song in that cover.
Nah, but
that cover is risky, Cardi. I love it.
I was about to say that shit's sexy as fuck.
Yeah, you did it. I would have did some risky stuff like that too. That's fire.
She's been indicted. Well, she hasn't been indicted. Let me take that back.
So you going to jail?
I'm not going to wish that on you, Cardi.
Sorry.
They're trying to indict her.
Said she might go to jail.
With a grand jury over this bullshit.
Sorry, you might be going to
And
jail.
get this, people ain't been, people, I love when people have podcasts. People are, they call themselves voices and try to be the next Wendy Williams, but don't really want to expose the real or haven't taken the time to dig up some shit for someone to be captivated by their show and make them stand out right. Well, let me point this out because I don't know many people this out there, but these girls have $50,000+ attorneys to retain. That means that these two bartenders, right? That came from nothing. That just basically, we all know they clout chasing, and I don't mean it to what's her name, Batty, Gigi, and Gigi, or whatever their names are. So I
gotta play devil's advocate though on this one because now Cardi, I mean, you know your man be out here cheating.
But see, you know what I'm about to say is wrong, and Nicki out here paying for people attorneys. Nicki so shady. She paying for people attorneys so that at the end of the day, these girls can keep Cardi in the courts, keep her name in some negative light, and keep Cardi down. And I feel like it's fucked up because we both know
but then Cardi don't be out here.
Gigi Batty don't got 50,000, 100,000 for these attorneys.
But then don't be out here beating nobody up because your man is a cheater.
I get where you coming from.
Okay. I mean, your man been cheating since you got with him.
I get where you coming from.
I'm just saying. Like you have men beat them up because
at the end of the day,
I mean,
if your name isn't Bennett, then you shouldn't be in it, right? If your mom, what's your mom always?
Oh, and you talking about from Nicki Minaj's perspective?
Right, because if they never had attorneys, if they never had these attorneys that they couldn't afford, then
Nicki just messy, and I love it.
Hearing about this,
I love that. That's just messy.
You trying to
say
that you're not stopping bags, but you got this young woman.
She trying to stop
if she get indicted, she gonna do time for some dumb shit.
She might do time. You do the crime, you do the time. That's some old people. Sorry.
You're petty Onika too.
What's Nicki voice? That's the voice she do. That's the voice she do.
I am done with you.
I like it. I'm all for Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj, she is.
Nah, I'm definitely Team Cardi on this one because I want my
Team
underdog.
Cardi shouldn't have had the men.
The underdog who came from stripping with no teeth, with the yuck mouth, who used to come on Instagram and shut it down and laugh with a crooked smile. And you still my nigga.
I love Cardi too, but at the end of the day,
bro, you can't take nothing away from her.
Cardi is not humble. But did you see how she made the makeup artist cry? Man, please. Man, please.
You know everything that the makeup artist was saying is true. Just because 14 million people watched that video on YouTube,
come
don't mean
on,
that
man. She was crying.
And at the end of the day, if Cardi was a butthole, let's be serious. People don't understand it, but when you are when you are the business, right? When you are the machine, when you're the Tyler Perry Studios, when you're the Jay-Z of the Rock Nation, the Beyonce of the what is it, the Formation tour or the Netflix special, when you're the machine, you might come off as a dick, you might come off as a bitch, you might come off as,
that does not justify.
Nice.
Because there's some people out there that are famous and that are nice. They're like genuinely humble.
I'm not saying right. I'm not even getting on the
No, but there's people that genuinely humble.
The makeup artist may be referencing a moment where Cardi probably was being bossy, directing her about her makeup and what she wanted, but you're the makeup artist. Cardi paid you.
But it don't matter. Maybe it's all about people's tone, okay? And sometimes, if you're like, I don't want it like that.
I mean,
and then, maybe,
at the place I work at, I deal with people's tones every day.
Okay, true.
Yeah.
I mean, true, but still, like, people are just sensitive at the end of the day. But still, you know what? Do you do the crime? You do the time. At the point of the day, I don't care. I'm all for Queen Nicki. All for Nicki. I don't care. Pay them lawyer retainer fees.
Retainer
fees because
yeah.
I mean
shout out to Nick. We want you to win and prevail. We don't want nothing bad.
You know that your man been a cheater from day one and still been cheating. Because Nikki trying to stop that bag because Nikki trying to make sure she still is the queen. I mean, but
you're right. My point is that doesn't make it okay.
No. It's not okay. But I mean, it's not. No, but it's not right either way. It's not right.
True. At the end of the day, though, Cardi, we wish you the best of luck for Cardi.
Good luck. You do the crime, you do the time.
Yeah, why you gotta say it like that? I truly do wish her good luck.
You do the crime, you do the time.
We want her to definitely.
I'm all for Megan Thee Stallion. Hot girl.
I'm weak. If I hear that shit one more time, I'm happy. It's a hot girl summer.
It's a hot girl summer.
That pussy been hot.
No, don't be telling the girls that. That is shady.
Nah, but so moving on into the overall topics for today's Let's Talk About It segment. For the final good, I guess, 5 minutes or whatnot of the show, we're gonna speak on the Alabama abortion law.
Why we gotta make this a depressing at the end?
This is me. We can maybe end a little lighter. I don't know.
No, I mean this is sad, but let's make it happen.
So
bump the damn Alabama government. There we go.
Not the whole state.
The whole goddamn state. I do not ever want to drive through Alabama.
Yo, it is one of those states where it's racist as hell. When you any black or brown, you gotta think twice about right through Alabama at this point because my nigga, they not only just don't fuck with us, non white folk,
right? Not non-white folk. Them clear. They don't
fuck with the people who
live there.
Like, it's crazy. So
if you ain't clear,
this abortion law from Alabama has just been signed. I'm trying to pull it up.
A hot mess. And the lady, you was a woman yourself and you signed it, right?
Right, she was. Yes, she's the female governor of Alabama.
She's a female.
Maybe she's not a governor. Oh, I'm wrong. She was the governor.
Yeah, she's the governor. Yeah. I am so offended.
Talk your shit.
I am offended.
Talk your shit,
because
Rose.
At the end of the day, y'all have the audacity. Men can get Viagra with their insurance, but women cannot get birth control.
No, I definitely feel where you're coming from.
That is bullcrap.
Okay, so my computer.
But you can get Viagra to keep your little ding dong up though. Ding dong. Y'all are full of crap.
So the Alabama governor is what we're speaking of right now because she is the overall. Yeah, she signed the bill in Alabama and was pretty much the deciding factor of the bill for her state. Specifically, the bill is it's Republican control. So this is what it does for Alabama. What did Alabama do regarding their overall, weight and severity situation in the governor and what role she played? So the bill that the Republican controlled legislature overwhelmingly passed sought to prohibit abortions at every stage of pregnancy. It It includes an exception for cases where a woman's health is at a serious risk, but lawmakers rejected a proposal to add exceptions for cases of rape or incest, which means that if a woman is raped or uncle of a woman molests her and she ends up pregnant in Alabama, you gotta keep it. So with that being stated, women who have abortions will not be prosecuted under the measure, but if the courts allow the land to stand, doctors could be charged with, I'm sorry, land. If the courts allow the law to stand, doctors could be charged with a felony and face up to 99 years in prison for performing the procedure. So it's crazy because I resonate with women now, in the sense of this is my body. You can't tell me what to do with it. From that standpoint, I definitely understand why you all as women are upset in society and feel as strong as you may feel as a woman about this overall bill because it is fucked up that a man is trying to tell you that if another man rapes you,
you gotta live with that.
And shout out to Cash Doll. This is random as hell, but and this again, I'm a music fiend and I'm all into social media. Obviously, Cash Doll posted a post of Republican quotes about current, presidential candidates who may be running for election or thinking about dropping that hat, ringing the bell, and they're running. But if you go on her page, you can see the quotes of these Republicans where they're stating their opinions on abortion and this law, or not specifically this law, but just abortion in general and how they feel about it. And a lot of them are like saying things like, "Well, if it's rape, I can't even remember the exact verbatim words, but it was things like one politician, Republican politician, someone who we've respected and revered within his local government, wherever it was that the people trusted him to be in place at, has the audacity to have the opinion about abortion, basically saying that if a woman has the right to have an abortion, then a man should have the right to force himself on her and have sex with her." I tried to understand what he meant, but I couldn't grasp it because how is it okay for someone to have the right to force themselves to have sex with you, but it's not okay?
Masculinity is just going to be damaging to the world.
It's really sickening. The super masculinity, toxicity. Is that a word? Toxicity?
Yeah, I think you're close.
Okay. So it's it is kind of jacked up. Regarding
ain't no kind of it is because us as women, it's just like we go through a lot. I understand men go through a lot too, but us women, we have to carry that child. And the fact that someone rapes you, the fact that like it could be your uncle, your father, whoever the case may be, you have to live with that, and your child has to live with that. Like you have to know what happens. Right. Like they have to know what happened to them.
Right.
They have to carry that and be like, my father was a rapist. Mm-hmm. That is hurtful. And the fact that the dang on lady, you a lady.
Right.
Like,
and I tried to
I just don't understand it.
I didn't get it.
Now, if someone, you know what, I'm not even going to say it.
Excuse me, but to add more fuel to this fire before we close tonight, the woman from Roe versus Wade, the historical, I know you remember this back in school, Roe versus Wade, the abortion case from social studies or history class was the ultimate deciding factor in abortion back in the day when it began as a thing and it became, law that it was okay for women to decide to have a child or not. Well, Roe is on Netflix with a special known as Reversing Roe. And it explores the continuous history of Roe versus Wade and how the overall woman on the side regarding Roe, she's going back like, no, I think it was better off up to men. That's pretty much. Those aren't her words, but she's basically expressing the perception of reversing the decision for women to have the right to decide.
As they should.
So, yeah, I don't know. I definitely want everyone to kind of comment and leave their 2 cents on the Instagram page. I will be posting some new posts tonight. Shout out to Buffer because we was using Zoomy, which was it's an automation post app. So this app allows you to post things automatically or schedule posts from your different social networks. I'm plugging this in for everyone paying attention right now. So if you're viewing this and you got that gem, then hey, if you got something going and you got it going from Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat, then you can control it all with Buffer or Zoomy. But Buffer is better because Zoomy canceled our membership. don't know what the hell's going on.
Why you say it like that?
Because, man, I had everything lined up, ready to go, scheduled posts, and now I only got 10 posts on the Instagram page, so we behind on stories, and stories that may come up later and get posted through Buffer are going to seem old, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, I do want to thank all of everyone who tuned in, every one of all who tuned in today, tonight for the first episode of Mic Check 1 2 1 2.
Hey.
I had a blast. Believe it or not, it was my first time actually doing a whole, journalism, broadcasting, podcasting
Did a
type
very good
situation.
job.
I had a good time, and I thank you, Miss Queen Victoria Rose.
Of course.
I thank you, my friend. I thank you, my homie, my sister.
Hey.
My I don't even know, my sister from a different mister. You feel me? I definitely
Not a different mister. Not a different
like that
mister.
one. Nah, but we definitely do appreciate everyone for tuning in. And again, make sure you follow my girl on Instagram at QueenVictoriaRose. You can follow me at _O'Neal_ and follow the podcast at Mic Check
Queen Victoria Rose.